Well, good morning from Mecum Kissimmee, the world's largest collector car auction. I'm at Avery, and I'm on the Real Garage Life stage here at the Mecum Midway, and I'm so excited for this interview, highlighting a neat story as well as a very unique consignment. I'm being joined by three guys talking about one very cool truck. I've got Tom, Ben, and Dave all up here. Guys, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
All right, so before we, let's I guess let our audience know, what vehicle did you guys assemble for this auction? What's crossing the block this year?
I'm gonna let Ben answer that one. That's his truck.
So this year we brought a J264. It is a 1970 model C10 with a 5.3 liter LS motor in it.
And I love the look of the truck, and I'm sure as you guys are well aware, these trucks continue to grow in popularity with enthusiasts and collectors. But before we dive into the specs, let's talk a little bit about your guys' history in terms of where did the love for wrenching and classic vehicles come from?
I guess it started with me. You know, I came up in the 60s when drag racing and muscle cars were all real popular. And so I fell in love with 66 and 67 big block Chevrolets and all muscle cars, basically. Whereas Danny is the wrencher. He knows how to build all that stuff and keep it running. I just admire it and coordinate it and, you know, try to pull it all together.
Yeah, and for me, I was born into it, so they say. I kind of, we have a joke running around the house is I tell my father when I go look at trucks and he tries to tell me, hey, we don't need another one, and he'll my answer to that is you created this monster, Dad, and this is what we have to deal with.
All right, and what about for you? Where'd your love come from?
I started about 5 years old with my dad in the backyard just working on vehicles, and just grew up from there and just learned more about them. Never went to any schools on anything, just started working on them and built the many cars and really enjoyed it.
All right, and as a follow-up question to that, I want to hear first car for each of you. What was it?
First car actually owned?
Correct. As a young man growing up, what was your first set of wheels?
1939 Chevrolet.
88 Mustang GT.
69 Simca.
Okay. Any idea where those cars are today?
Oh, mine's long in the wrecking yard if it hadn't been.
I have no idea.
Mine, I couldn't tell you either. No, sir.
But over the years, you guys have kind of started a tradition of taking on projects. It's a father-son effort. Tell me a little bit about where that developed and how did that get started?
Yeah, at one time I had a rebuilder's license, so I was able to buy wrecked cars that had been totaled out. And we would get all those with LS1 motors that were very desirable. Then it stepped up to later model like the pursuit vehicles that had the LS2 rear-wheel drive Chevrolet Caprices. We'd get the motors out of those and the transmissions. And then we started making resto mods. We found the bodies. So we've done 61 Chevrolet Impala bubble top with LS1 that we brought here and sold in 21. And then we had a 66 Ford Fairlane that we put a Coyote motor with a 6-speed that we took to Indianapolis that same year and sold it up there. And also that same year we took a 66 Chevelle that had an LS1 and a 6-speed and took it to Chattanooga when y'all were there. So.
You guys might just need to hold the mic a little bit closer a bit north that way.
Sure.
So cool. So you guys are no stranger to Mecum auctions. What about Mecum Kissimmee? Is this your first time or have you also come several times?
No, so 2021 was our first time actually experiencing Mecum. We had never done it before. We had a 61 bubble top that we wanted to bring down and try to sell. My dad's not very active in the internet stuff, so I had to go in and do all that. And it was kind of stressful to start with, but when I started doing things online, Mecum came in and really got involved and started helping me answer questions because we had never done this before, right? We knew how to build cars, we knew how to sell cars, but we just didn't know how to auction them off. But there was a gentleman that came in, his name's Zach. From the time we came with him in 2021, I feel like the guy, he actually considers me as a friend, and I only talk to him once or twice a year, and anytime I have a car, I just kind of help him sent him a couple pictures, and he says, okay, this is where we can put you. And always, Mecum has always been very helpful in that regard.
Now, when it comes to these builds that you guys undertake, do you rely on several different individuals, or is Dave your go-to guy?
No, we have different individuals, you know, and we have a body man from Slidell, Louisiana that does a lot of our painting. He's a pure T professional. When we want to take it to the highest level, we take it down there to Lawless Customs, and he does a fantastic job. Then I have a body man that works full-time for me. He's just not a painter. So different people, and then, like I said, Danny's our go-to man when we start putting the motors in and making everything come together.
Yeah, and one of the very unusual things for us is we all live in the same neighborhood. I live probably a half mile on my way to my dad's house. My father-in-law's house is on the way there. So very unusual. So that, hey, come down here and let's go look at this car real quick. And my dad has a shop at his house, and I have one at my house, and Danny's got one at his house. So we kind of just put them all there, and we may have 2 or 3 projects going on at one time and just have different vehicles stored there.
That's really neat. It really makes it not just a family affair, but almost a community affair as
Right.
well. Danny, what's your approach in terms of when you're building a powertrain, like for the truck that we have with us here at the auction? What's most important? Is it reliability? Is it outright performance? What are the elements that you're focused on?
We try to do both. We want the performance so you can drive them on the street, but we don't want to go overboard with them to where they're not reliable. The upper valvetrain, pay attention to that real good. And basically the bottom ends on these LSs, they're bulletproof. So that's basically where we go. The old school motors, they're good too. You know, I still enjoy building those, but we like building the LSs.
Now, as an engine builder, I know you say you like the LS, but I'm imagining that you probably have some other maybe iconic powertrains over the years, either to work on or just that you like admiring, whether it be a 426, 427. What have been some of your favorite engines over the years to appreciate?
The 396s, 427s, 454s, and then as you get the later years, you go into the small block 421s, 434s. Those are good builds. For race cars, we like building those.
Now, speaking of race and performance, and just a little bit about you and your team's capabilities, what's been the highest output powertrain that you guys have assembled, and how long of it has it held together?
The biggest one that I've built is 632 cubic inch. Put it in a 85 Blazer, run 530s and 1/8 a mile. Real nice build. A lot of fun doing that one. That's probably the fastest that I've had.
Matt, we don't. Danny's a drag racer, and so he goes all out. We don't put that kind of stuff in our cars.
Not in these street cars.
Right, right.
We want something
Yeah,
that's
you guys
very
want something
streetable,
reliable,
very reliable.
but-
If somebody wants
Sure.
to, you know, buy a car from us, they can actually drive it home.
Right.
They can pull out the gate, pull into a service station, get fuel, and drive home with it. And one thing I do want to put, because before we run out of time, I think it's very important. We were very hesitant to get into the Mecum auction, but once we did, and I just want to tell the people that might be watching and thinking about it, they made it very, very comfortable. Everybody at Mecum was very pleasant. We were very much green, or very much rookies at this, and they just really walked us through. They told us what we needed. They didn't get tired of us calling and saying, now tell us again exactly what we need to have with us. And they helped us get through, you know, getting checked in, and told us where the car would be and when we could, you know, get it cleaned up and ready to be out there, and to make sure we were on stage, you know, when the actual auction started. So I would encourage anybody that was maybe a little reluctant to come on and step in, and once you get in here, you'll thoroughly enjoy it. It's just a wonderful experience.
We do have a lot of fun here, don't we?
We do.
And I think on the experience side, I want to add one more thing to that. Now you look at purchasing. We have actually purchased a couple of cars at the Mecum auction as well, and I think that's a very good benefit. We call this the Super Bowl of all the auctions down here.
Absolutely.
Because it's that big. Again, we've come 5 years in a row. But I think it's one benefit from a buyer standpoint. You can actually go in these cars and you can sit in them. You can sit in the car, you can look at it, you can get underneath it and do all the research you want to and looking and investigating and inspecting that you want to do as long as you want to do it until it hits the showroom. So.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, let's talk about this beautiful truck that you brought out.
Sure.
First off, did the project have a name or a theme?
Green Monster.
All right, so the Green Monster. Let's talk about that color. What is it?
So that is a it's green. it's green.
All right.
But
This is a deep dive seminar, folks. I like it. Don't go too technical on our crowd.
yeah, I forget the exact name of the green, but I have it stored in my phone, so I've got it, and I've got that color in the truck as well. So if anybody purchases it today.
And any idea of where the truck came from before your ownership, where it was sold new? How many owners before you guys?
I know it was painted in California because we didn't specifically paint the car. I bought the car when it was in the middle, about 50% done. It was painted when I bought it, but it came from California is where it was painted.
It was actually a ex-professional football player that was a running back for the San Diego Chargers, and he never gets satisfied for a particular one, and so he calls us because we'll look at whatever he's got, and that's actually where it came from.
Well, let's take a look at Danny's handiwork. So let's walk through the engine and what you guys did to that.
Yeah, it already had the LS in it, but it was just a stock LS 5.3. So I pulled it out, went through the bottom end. We changed the heads. We put a nice cam, new lifters, valve springs, push rods, valve covers. You can see the intake, throttle body, all that's brand new from Texas Speed Shop. And then we pretty much just put it together and put it in and started from there.
It's really got a super clean look underneath there. I love that. I love that it's that modern power plant, but some of those retro touches. Right. And like you said earlier, that bulletproof reliability, something you fire it up and drive every day.
Yeah, that was one of the things.
Pulley suspension on it. It makes it look real nice.
That was one of the things that we had during the build. We always have men discussion on how far we want to go as far as reliability go. Performance goes, I want the most performance I can out of that 5.3. And specifically on the cam, we were on the fence about what stage cam to go to. It is a Texas Speed chopper cam, and it is stage 2. I wanted to put a stage 4 in it, but reliability, Danny said, hey, you don't want that big old cam in that truck because at a red light, it's kind of hard to even sit there, even with a stall converter in it. So we went with a stage 2.
And then in terms of wheel or suspension, brakes, what's the truck equipped with?
We put the CPP upper and lower control arms, springs, shocks on the front end. Same with the rear end, lowered the rear end with the springs and shocks.
And what about on the inside, the interior? What are some notable elements there?
Yeah, so on the interior, it does have vintage air. It works very well. Sitting at a red light, it works just like a modern car does. It doesn't come up and down in RPM, so it does very well. It's got a fantastic stereo in it. It's got 4 6x9s, and then underneath the console there is either a 10 or a 12 underneath there. But as far as the inside goes, you got the bucket seats that are very comfortable, and it's got all the Bluetooth, all the new modern stuff in it. It'll connect to your phone when you sit down in there, and you can answer the phone by just hitting the button on it, and it's all touchscreen.
Nice. And when can our viewers and audience expect to see this cross the block?
So this one is set for today, J264. And this is just my projections. I haven't got anything from Mecum. I'm thinking today sometime between 3 p.m., 5 p.m., somewhere right in there.
Cool. All right, well, I know this one's going to be off on a new adventure, but you guys are not done building. You mentioned backstage that you've got a couple other projects in the works that we might see here at a future auction. Can you give us a sneak preview of what,
Sure.
what the trio has in store?
We are in the final stages on a true 138 66 Chevelle that has a LS1 and a 6-speed in it. We've already, it's being painted Victory Red. It's got black leather interior, and we hope to have it in Indianapolis in May. We've also got a 53 Chevrolet pickup 5-window that has a 5.3 and an L480E. It hadn't been painted yet, but that'll probably be ready for next January here. and we got some that are further behind than that.
Well, very cool. Well, my final question for you guys is it's clear that it's a passion. It's more than just a hobby. It's a passion. It's something that you enjoy doing with family, friends, and neighbors. Maybe the whole community gets involved.
Sure.
What have been some of the favorite, cherished memories from the years of working together and spending time on these?
This means the world to me. My boys are golfers, but I'm not. None of us are hunters or fishermen, but all of us love automobiles. And so that's one time, not like the internet, which I can't talk with any good sense about. The old cars, when they want to ask me about the cars from the 60s and 70s, I can talk to them left and right and tell them the difference between a 136 and a 138 Chevrolet, 396, 375 horsepower versus 396, 325 all day long. But we just thoroughly enjoy it. And then, we also go to events where we take the car like to Cruising the Coast in Mississippi, and we actually take whatever we got finished, and we'll ride down there and cruise for several days. And it's a real bonding time for father and sons, and we just love it and love spending the time here because it's something for everybody.
Yeah, I'll second that. So I started off with it. I was born into this, and then I grew up going to Birmingham World of Wheels, and that's really what kicked it off for me. I've got a lot of pictures of the old school car shows at the Birmingham Civic Center there. But since then, we've grown. We started this in 2021, really trying to sell them here. But we all stay together at the same house down here, and when we go to the next one, maybe we'll do that in Indianapolis. We don't tend to kill each other the first 3 days. We're okay. We all come down together, and it's the bonding time for me. It's the value that I have now. As you get older, money's not as important as it is to the family time that we have.
Yeah, we can go to car shows and be there with each other and look at different vehicles and get different opinions and how we want to do this, how we want to do that. Just enjoy each other.
Well, guys, it's clear that you get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Thanks so much for sharing today.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you having us. Thank you.
All right, and to our audience and our viewers online, be looking for the Green Machine crossing the block later today, and we'll catch you here later for some more interviews here at the Real Garage Life stage.